Yeah, oh, it was a very similar start. I thought he had to make some big pitches in the first inning to put up a zero, and then as the game, he just got better as the game went and was just excellent. You know, spot excellent command of his pitches. Split was good. Fastball was in the right spot, and just a masterful performance again.
Seems like when he's at this level, obviously he makes you guys a better team, but it seems like it's like ace level regularly now. It just takes you guys to this.
Yeah, I mean, John told me the record, that he's of his starts when I think it's 32-10. John said that's ace level record right there. That's as good as it gets. So he's pitching at a really high level, and he feels like he's got kind of into this groove, into kind of mid-season form now. And as we look back, we get like a benefit of just having a little less innings under his belt, and that's a great thing.
What kind of a boost was that for Matt Shaw tonight?
Well, it's great. I think he's had two really nice days at the plate after the All-Star break. And that's huge, get a player going. Let's get confidence as much as anything. And that's good. You put in some work, you try to make some adjustments, you see results from those adjustments, that builds confidence for sure.
Busch with that homer in the first inning, just how much have you seen growth-wise from him this year offensively?
Yeah, I mean, he's just become a complete hitter. I think that's probably the best way to say it. He's just dangerous. I think the other team is like really on that he's dangerous. He's a combination of hitter, good plate discipline, power. I don't know what else I can add to that. Those are the three things that are pretty darn good. So, he's having a heck of a season.
You corrected me earlier in the day saying you don't need any validation. You guys now have the best record in baseball on July 19th. Does that mean anything at this point other than what you've done?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does show you what we've done. But I know that we're not going to look back. We're going to look to the next game, and we got a lot of work ahead of us. But it's a credit to what the guy's doing. I don't know if we're at the 100-game mark yet, but pretty darn close. And as much as anything, we think we've been a consistent baseball team, and that bodes well moving forward.
Relievers can be volatile. It looks like whatever blip may have happened with Keller, he's past it.
Yeah, I mean, I think just getting him out there again, stuff-wise, he was really good. He just, he made a couple of mistake pitches, and when you do that in leverage, it tends to show up a little more. But his stuff hasn't changed. It's been very, very good. And so to put up 2 zeros after the break and in some nice spots, he's back on track.
相手がどう打つかっていうのはこちらとしてはコントロールできにくいので、自分がいい球投げても相手がより上回ったスイングをする可能性もありますし、でも僕ができることは自分の強みを生かしたボールを投げ続けることなので、今日はたまたまそれがフライアウトになってくれてよかったですけど、どんどんその技術を磨いていく必要があると思います。
Yeah, so we as pitchers, we can't control how the hitter is going to swing. We may have our best stuff, but they might have a better swing. And today, like the results were yes, there are more pop-ups, but it could change on a different day. So I think I just need to continue to work on building my skills to be able to have my best stuff and try to beat the hitters.
Seems like the splitter's really been working, especially the last 2 starts. Is there something about it lately that you're really trusting with it?
ここ何回かの登板スプリットの調子がすごいいいんですけど、その鍵か、要因などありますか？
スプリットが良くない時もあったんですけど、その度にピッチングコーチ3人といろんな議論をして、でブルペンのたびに話し合って、いつしか試合が発表会のようですごい楽しいような気分に なる瞬間があって、本当にそれはピッチングコーチのおかげだと思いますし、今日もすごく自分が教えてもらったことをその場でできるかっていうすごい楽しめた登板でした。
Yes, I think, there were times where the splitter wasn't as good in the past, and I think, talking to the three pitching coaches and, we have discussions, and just every time, with the bullpen too, it almost felt like kind of like a show and tell where you kind of work on something and then the game becomes that time to, showcase what you have. So I think today, it was really fun, I felt like my splitter was working.
Over 75% of the time when he's pitched for the Cubs the last 2 years, the team has won. John gave us that number today. Shouldn't your picture be on that T-shirt rather than the little Cubs win?
その山田投手が登板した試合、ここ2年間で75% 以上チームが勝ってるらしいんですけど、あなたが今着ている服の熊の代わりにあなたがいるべきじゃないですかと。
すごくそういう数字が、残っていること自体はすごく光栄な気持ちなんですけど、僕が悪い投球をしたとしてもサポートしてくれるメンバーが、選手、スタッフ、そして通訳もいますし、僕にとって悪い登板をするということが怖い存在ではなくなったので、いつも思い切って試合に臨める、それがそういう結果につながってたとしたら、これほど嬉しいことはないですね。
Yeah, I mean, those numbers, I mean, it's an honor. But I think, obviously, there are times where you don't have a great outing. And I think that's where, showcases the great teammates, the staff, the interpreter. And I think that's kind of given me the strength to be like, okay, I'm not scared if I do have a bad outing because I know there's people around me who's going to pick me up. So I think it really just shows more about my support group and all my teammates.
Can you walk us through that first inning? You give up the first pitch double and kind of slow in. What was the key to strand that runner and kind of, lock yourself into that first frame?
その初回のちょっと思考について、その先頭打者が二塁打を打たれて、それでも落ち着いてその回を切り抜けたっていうので、何を考えていたんですか？
まず、初球を打たれるっていうのはすごく精神的に打撃を受けるもので、でもその後も決して無失点ではなくて1点取られたとしてもアウトを積み重ねることの方が大事だっていう、そういうマインドで投げていたので、僕にとってはそれが投げミスにつながらない考え方なので、1点を取られてもいいんだっていう気持ちで投げた結果がゼロに収まったので、それが自分をコントロールするコツですね。
Yeah, I think that inning, it's mentally tough when that first pitch gets hit, especially for a double. But I think in that moment, I was thinking about, it's okay if I give up a run. It's more important to continue to stack up all the outs. And so I think because I had that mentality going into it, I think as a result, I was able to strand it. But I think the important thing is, even if it's okay if you give up a run, just continue to do your best and continue to stack the outs.
Counsell said that you pitched like an ace of the staff. With all humility, can you accept that as being the number one on a team with very good other pitchers as well?
カンセル監督が、山田投手が、そこのローテーションのエースっていうので、それは、自分は素晴らしい投手がいる中で納得できることですか？
決して自分に自信を持っていないわけではないんですけど、それでもこの先発の中でいつもアドバイスをくれるJ もボイド、スティールも今チームに合流してますけども、本当に、僕にとってはメジャーで成功している選手の話を聞くっていうのは自分のキャリアにつながるので、そういう人たちに囲まれてるっていうことが自分をより心地よくさせてくれるので、そういうみんなの存在があるおかげだなと思ってます。
I mean, I'll say, I'm not going to say I don't have confidence in myself, but I think having great pitchers around me, whether it's, JMO or Boyd or Steely, who's, you know, with us right now. I think just talking to them, getting advice from them, I think it's been very comfortable. So I think that's just, again, it kind of goes back to my support group and all the other guys.
Yeah, definitely. You know, making adjustments and slowly getting better. You know, that's the process, and you know that's kind of where we're at right now. So the adjustments have been good.
What were you looking for at the end of that?
You know, he throws a lot of sliders, curveballs, and a lot of slow stuff. But really, just trying to stay ready to hit. You know, kind of just really own my move forward and be on time. And you know, I think he threw a splitter that I hit. So just kind of able to stay through it and hit home.
How much did the series off in New York and then the break, the All-Star break, how much did that help you mentally kind of reset and just focus on the second half?
Yeah, that was awesome. Being able to reset is huge. You know, I feel like the break was really a nice time to kind of relax, take a deep breath, and then kind of reset a little bit and kind of relook at myself and, you know, my motivations and all those things for this year. And, you know, it was really nice. So, you know, I feel really ready being back.
Last year when you were in Iowa, but there were a couple of guys, Maya and Pete, both kind of made like huge improvements in season last year. Are you like aware of that? Are you kind of trying to follow their lead or example or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think just every day, just trying to come with a good attitude and be ready to play. You know, I think it comes when it comes. You know, it's different for every guy. You know, they've had success, you know, a lot of different times. So, you know, I don't think it's necessarily similarities, but I think in general, just trying to stay consistent, continue to work on stuff, get better, and yeah, just keep building the confidence.
What's it been like watching Busch, you know, do what he has done this year offensively?
Yeah, that's been so much fun. Busch is a beast and just a great dude, and so it's really, I think everyone in this clubhouse is just super excited and happy for him. So it's been great.
How fun is it to be part of the home run barrage you guys had tonight, too?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you know, it doesn't always look like that, but we had some friendly win here, which doesn't happen too often. But yeah, it's good for us to be able to win like we did yesterday and then win like we did today. So.
What's the mindset as a team when you know Shota's taking him on, especially when he's going out and doing something like what he does tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just very consistent. Obviously, he's elite, but he's consistent with his mindset, what he's doing out there. And that makes it really, really easy for everyone to play behind him, knowing you're getting good pace, a lot of strikes, and just a really elite pitcher.
Yeah, you take him. It's not always going to be like that, but you know, I just try to get in there and stick to my approach and get ready to hit.
What you do in the first pitch, too?
Yeah, it's you know, it's a good way to start the game. You know, like I said, it's just, you know, sticking to my approach. You know, being ready to hit from the get-go, whether it's first pitch or second pitch, just like ready to go.
When did you find out you were going to be a leadoff hitter, and what was your reaction?
Found out before the Yankees game. I think the night before, but you know, it's something I've done a little bit in college baseball, a little bit in the minor leagues. You know, it's just got to get ready a little quicker.
You ever envision yourself to be another Ricky Henderson or, you know, the greatest leadoff man?
That's what I said. I told some of the guys, I was like, now that I'm leading off, I think everybody's going to take me as a speed guy. But we'll hold back on that for now.
As far as your approach tonight, as you were just asked, you guys do an awful lot of work preparing for the pitcher. Is there just first pitch that you were sitting on?
No, I think just sticking to the approach that I always have. You know, like I said, it's a little different, but it's, you know, it's kind of like leading off an inning. You know, you come in, you're leading off, you get out there, and you just try to have your at bat. The game will kind of tell you like maybe what you have to do first pitch, but you know, I like to hit from the start. So you know, the game kind of told me I was, you know, given the opportunity to stick to my approach.
All the great hitters that were left-handed in this ballpark were able to hit the ball on the line the other way. Do you think that's, you know, having been here now for a couple of years, do you think that that's the way to hit in this ballpark if you can?
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, that's kind of always been my bread and butter is being able to go the other way, not necessarily with authority, but be able to like put a good swing on a pitch the other way. Did a lot of work over the course of my career just to be able to pull the ball in the air correctly, but like I always kind of talk about the ways to win games, the more ways that you can find hits, find grass, put the ball in play, whether it's right field, left field, center field, just gives you more opportunities to get hits and stay through the baseball, which sometimes is a little hard to do, but I think the more you do it, the better chance you got.
Best record in baseball, Chicago Cubs right now. To resonate in this clubhouse, we know it's only July 19th, but
yeah, we're a pretty good team, but the past is the past. We gotta keep going, and we won the series today, but there's still a chance to win a game tomorrow, and I think that's kind of the mindset just going forward.
Is this fun for you, going through this and everything?
It's a blast. It really is. Super thankful for it. Just stepping into Wrigley and being able to experience it with the fans, the team, players, staff, everybody, and then we show up here to win, and we've been doing a good job of that lately. Just playing team baseball, winning a lot of games different ways. The bats kind of came out a little tonight, but early on, I think Bayo kind of shut us down after those first couple innings, and Shota did a great job at keeping us in it and keeping the lead. And then we kind of tapped on a couple late, but just more ways that we can win games, the better.
You mentioned Shota. What's the mentality driving to the ballpark, into the ballpark?
Yeah, I think honestly, like, our bullpen, our starters, they've been so good for us this year, keeping us in games, letting us win that 2-1 game, coming in, shutting down. I think we feel pretty good showing up with whoever's on the mound, but you get a guy like Shota who's, he's one of the best pitchers in the world. Anytime that you get him on the mound, you got a good shot to win.